All right. Well, good morning. It is so wonderful to see all of you here face to face. And good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening for the hundreds that are connecting through the webcast. We hope that you have an amazing experience today. We have two objectives today. The first one is that you walk away feeling like we have a very exciting and incredible growth story that's both durable and sustainable. The second is for you to have a very good feel of the resiliency of Intuit in what is a very volatile macro environment. So we're going to talk a lot about both of those today. So with that, let me go ahead and get started. You know, one of our signature strengths as a company is that we always reimagine ourselves to disrupt the categories that we are in. And you can see that over our 40-year history where we have led through multiple platform shifts. We have been through many economic downturns. And in every instance, we have come out of the other end much stronger than we were before. And 3 years ago, it was in this very meeting where we refreshed the company's strategy and we declared 5 big bets and talked about very aspirational goals that we have for 2025. And really the essence of what we declared 3 years ago was to shift the company from a platform company that was just focused on taxes and accounting to massive, huge problems with lots of growth left, to a company, a platform company, that was really focused on making a meaningful impact in the lives of consumers and small businesses every day, and hence powering their prosperity. And when you look at our results in the last 3 years, we have accelerated both our top-line growth and we've expanded margins. And I think when you think about the signature strength of the company, it's been proven over the last 40 years, where we have been one of the most admired companies to work for. We've accelerated customer growth, and we've accelerated delivering the financial commitments that we have made to all of you. And this past year was no exception. We exceeded every metric that we committed to you. And I just want to pause here for a moment because I know one of the things that's on everybody's mind is the macro environment. And I just want you to know that we are very intentional, disciplined, and rigorous when we set guidance because we want to ensure that you can count on our word and what we communicate, and hence the results that you hear as we look back in the last year. Now, one of the things that we do every year is we step back across these dimensions that you see here, and we have a rigorous debate about how we did, what we did well, and where we are dissatisfied. When we agree to this, we share it with all of our employees, we share it with our board, both of which we've done, and ultimately we share it with all of you. So let me run through this very quickly so you have a good idea of what we're happy about and where we are constructively dissatisfied. First and foremost, our culture is everything, and we feel very good about the strength of our culture, the strength of our talent, and the engagement that we have across the company. The area that we need to really work on is in a hybrid environment, connection and belonging is everything. It is who we are, it is the essence of our culture, and that is an area where we are constructively dissatisfied. The second is around customers. We feel great about our customer growth, the retention of our customers. The area that we believe we can get better is what we call a day one mindset. One of the things we talk a lot about is imagine every day is your first day in your new job. The courage that you have, the questions that you ask, how provocative you are in your thinking, that's an area where we want to take our game as a company to a whole different level to get everyone to have a day one mindset because we believe that will have an enormous impact on accelerating innovation. The third area, and this is where Laura will talk a lot about in the video that Kim just talked about, is we focus on making the communities around us better than what we found them. We focus on job creation, job readiness, and improving the climate. We have beat every metric that we've committed in this area. The area where we believe we can do better is how do we communicate this story externally? And that's important because it actually helps us attract talent. It helps us use our platform to entice other companies to do the same to make the world a better place. The next one is around our platform capabilities. And you will see and hear this from Mariana, that our platform capabilities are having a significant impact on both what we deliver and our speed. The area where we believe we'll get better, and I think you're going to hear us talk about this every year if you're in front of us, is to create a company where speed is the essence of our culture, and it's about removing coordination tax. Our developer speed is up 6x over the last couple of years, but we believe we are just getting started to get the whole company to move faster and to deliver for our customers. And when you look at our big bets, we just declared these big bets 3 years ago, and every big bet is having a material impact for our customers. At the same time, we believe that we have an opportunity for breakthrough adoption across all of the products and services that we release. And then last but not least, we've accelerated the growth rate of the company, and we believe that we're just getting started. So that is a quick look back into FY22 and the things that we feel great about and the things that we are constructively dissatisfied with. Now let's talk about the future, and it starts with our customers. The essence of our shift from going from a tax and accounting platform to a platform that makes a meaningful impact to the lives of our customers starts with these problems that we want to solve that we declared 3 years ago. We want to help our customers make ends meet. We want to help our customers get out of debt and save money. And for the small businesses and entrepreneurs, we want to fuel their success, which means we need to help them grow their customer base, get paid, get access to capital, and ensure that they are successful and organized. In context of these customer problems, there are secular shifts that are actually working in our favor. We actually talked about this 3 years ago, and it's accelerated 5 to 10 years. More and more of the customers that we serve want to engage in a virtual world. They want to adopt online solutions and in an omni-channel world where they can be much more effective in powering their own prosperity as a consumer or as a small business to fuel their success. Now, the key to all of this is data and AI. Data and AI, although it is the thrust of what we are focused on, it is just the beginning of the revolution that's possible with the data that's available and application of AI. And we believe that will be fueled by decentralized technologies and blockchain. And in context of the customer problems and the secular shifts that are working in our favor, we have a very large addressable market. There's over 300 million customers in our addressable market. It's over 300 billion in size. And here's what's very unique that we often talk about when we talk about our addressable market. It's what we call non-consumption. Our opportunity for growth isn't to get a customer to switch from a different platform. It's actually to change their behaviors. They're using shoe boxes, they're using Google Sheets, they're using Excel, they're using multiple different discrete apps to be able to run their life or run their business. And our opportunity is to get them from non-consumption to digitizing the platform. And that's important because our entire focus is digitizing the addressable market that we serve. And the great news is we have very low penetration. We have less than 5% penetration of our addressable market in the countries that we've chosen to be in. So with that context of we have a very large TAM, low penetration, secular shifts that were working in our favor, let's talk about our game plan to win. Now, this is another area where the company's always been very intentional, from our purpose and why we show up to work every single day to galvanize 17,000 people to row in the same direction, which is our mission, to what we measure and what's most important. And I'll start with ultimately what gets our heartbeat going the fastest every day, which is to power prosperity around the world. We focus on powering prosperity not only with the products and services that are on our platform, but also to make the communities around us better. Because this is not only important to leverage our platform to do so, but it's also an opportunity for the health of consumers and small businesses in the long term. And we're guided by our values, and these aren't just words on our walls. We live these values, and the way we think about them is to do what's right when nobody is looking, to be bold and relentless in what we pursue. It's to sweat the details of what matters most to our customers, and to fall in love with their problems and not their solutions. And it's ultimately to bring the power of the diversity of our culture and create an inclusive culture so that we can do our best work. And again, leave the communities that we found better than when we found them. With all of that said, 3 years ago, we set some very bold goals for 2025. What we said was anybody that's on our platform, we want to double their household savings rate. If you're on our platform as a small business, we want to improve your success rate at a minimum of 10 points better than the industry. We've already actually exceeded that goal. We want to be one of the most reputable companies in the world, and we want to accelerate our growth, which we have in the last 3 years. And so these aren't just aspirational goals that we hope to achieve one day. They are, in fact, goals that we work very hard to change the world. But we also have very specific 3- and 1-year plan operational goals. And of course, all the metrics are empty here because we set targets for ourselves that are stretch targets that we want to achieve. But everything starts with our employees. Everything starts with our culture, which is to create a culture where we have the best talent doing the best work of their lives, and we measure that very quantitatively because we believe, and we've believed this for 40 years, that by focusing on culture, we can do amazing things for customers, we'll make the communities around us better, and ultimately we'll be able to deliver durable and sustained shareholder results. Now, with all of that said, let's talk about how we will achieve these goals. And it starts with what we declared in this room 3 years ago, which is the shift from an accounting and tax platform to a platform that powers prosperity around the world. And there are 3 elements here that are very important. One is who we serve. We serve consumers, self-employed and small businesses, and the small businesses that we serve are up to about 100 employees. And that's just the starting point. It is not our endpoint. The second is the benefits that we are focused on, which is all about helping our customers put more money in their pockets, eliminate the work so we deliver insights to them versus create a platform that's about transactions. And then last but not least is we deal with money. And everything that we need to do is about confidence. And last but not least is the AI-driven expert platform. And these are not just words. They drive our investments. I'll start with platform. We are an open platform, which means to solve the problems that I mentioned earlier for our customers, our belief is that whether it's an app we build on our platform or somebody else, it gives us the chance to truly have a platform to solve the most important problems. That then gives us the ability to apply AI to all the data on the platform so we can ultimately do all the work for customers. And then because we deal with money, customers rely on experts. They rely on people to give them advice, whether it's a consumer or a small business. And we are focused on digitizing all expertise to be on our platform, hence an AI-driven expert platform. Now, let me quickly go through the 5 bets. But if you've heard these before, I want you to have a day 1 mindset and listen as if you've never heard them. We just refreshed our 5 big bets. Although we declared them 3 years ago, part of our mechanism is to be objective and look at ourselves in the mirror to see what's changed. And our 5 bets, the direction is the same, but we've refreshed them. That has given us a much more obsessive focus on what matters most to our customers. We've expanded the vision of each of the bets, which gives us another opportunity to accelerate innovation over time. Our first big bet is about revolutionizing speed to benefit. This is a data and tech bet. The fuel of our success is about data and AI. This is an area of significant investment in the last 6 to 7 years, and it is an area that will be of significant investment moving forward because it is data, having all the data in the world available for our customers so they never have to lift a finger, and applying machine learning, knowledge engineering, and natural language processing to bring new inventions and innovations to the world, revolutionizing speed to benefit. What's changed here is we are accelerating our investments in decentralized technologies and blockchain. Our second big bet is about connecting people to experts. As I mentioned a moment ago, the largest problem that customers have that's unsaid is confidence. And our vision is to have a virtual expert platform where a customer, no matter what their problem is, can access an expert to be able to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. This is an area where we started out with consumer tax. We're going into business tax. We started with bookkeeping. We're also going into accounting. And we're going to help customers grow their business with the use of experts. It's our digital platforms. Think QuickBooks, think MailChimp, think TurboTax, think Credit Karma, with an expert layer on top to be able to go after non-consumption, connecting people to experts. Our third bet is about unlocking smart money decisions. The biggest problem our customers face is about making ends meet. And our vision here is to have a self-driving financial platform that helps power your prosperity as a consumer. And this is the power of bringing Credit Karma, Mint, and TurboTax together, where in one place you can achieve your financial freedom. Our fourth big bet is about being the center of small business growth. The largest problem small businesses that we serve face, up to 100 employees, is about growing their customers, and it's about managing their cash flow. And the shift that we have made here is from a company that accounts for your cash to a company that is actually the source of truth for your cash. And this is the power of bringing MailChimp and QuickBooks together, so in one place, we can be the source of truth for your business. And our fifth big bet is about disrupting mid-market. It is taking this game and serving small businesses between 10 to 100 employees. And that is simply our starting point. And our vision in the mid-market is to have a platform that, again, is the source of truth for your entire business. We know these customers well. It's about having a platform that's drop-dead easy to use at a fraction of the cost of the alternative. Now, many of you always ask, what's unique about Intuit? And so let's talk about what is unique about how we power the prosperity of our customers. The first element of it is, it starts with the fact that we now solve all the jobs that are most important across the consumer and small business ecosystem, and we have significant customer scale and interaction between our customers. The second is data. With our customers' permission, we leverage the data and what we know about them to deliver innovation and insights. We know 400,000 data points for each small business. We have 55,000 tax and financial data points per consumer. And we deliver on a daily basis over 58 billion machine learning predictions. This just shows you the power of the data and the platform around technology that is the thrust behind our innovation. And then last but not least is we are a money platform. We manage a lot of money for our customers. There's over $2 trillion of invoices that are managed on our platform. There are over 790 billion bill pays that are recorded on our platform. That's not on this slide. There's over $8.4 trillion of debt that we see on the platform. The intent here is to help you understand that the uniqueness of our platform to power the prosperity for our customers is the data, the technology, and the money transactions that allows us to become this self-driving financial platform for our customers. And that is what creates the growth wheel effect. It is all about large TAM, low penetration, secular tailwinds, with a very clear game plan and enormous assets to deliver for our customers. So now let's talk about the proof points. Just if you look at this last year around growing the core, you can see that we grew subs over about 11%. We grew our online revenue in small business over 30%. And here's what's extremely unique about the progress that we are making in the mid-market. You can see not only did we grow subs by 40%, but customers with an ARPC of over $5,000 grew over 95%. And then last but not least is TurboTax Live is now a billion-dollar business growing 30% with a massive TAM that we have an opportunity to go after. The second is about connecting the ecosystem. When you look at Credit Karma, we have over 125 million members. We have incredible revenue per mile, and 25% of the new members of Credit Karma came from TurboTax and payroll, and 3x the number of TurboTax customers year over year put their refunds on a Credit Karma money account. Payroll, number of workers we paid, grew over 10%. The volume grew over 10%. Our payments charge volume grew over 35%. And you can see MailChimp at 2.4 million customers, and we created, for customers, well over $3 billion of sales. So we're making a real impact just in the last year. And then last but not least, on international. We are making real progress in the countries where we have product market fit. And now, 50% of MailChimp's revenues and customers is outside of the US, and you're going to hear Alex talk about what we're doing to propel international. And our services revenue in the 3 countries where we have product market fit grew over 65%. Now, while these are incredible proof points for the last year, I want to reiterate, we manage this company for the short and the long. We are extreme. This is an illustrative example of we're very intentional about the investments that we are making in future horizons that will pay off 3 to 5 years from now, while we're focused on what we need to do to deliver for our customers today and deliver on our commitments for all of you. Now, one of the things we talk a lot about at the company is life is about 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. And I want to remind you of what we believe is the key to our execution excellence. It starts with our customers. We have a model of CDI and D for D. It's customer-driven innovation and design for delight. Gets all of our employees focused on what's the biggest problem that we can solve, where we can add value and build advantage, and a framework to experiment quickly to get to the best outcome and to the best launch. The other is our Intuit operating system. It is how we run the company. And this is worthwhile just spending a minute on. We are very intentional about a set of mechanisms that we have that looks at the long term, where we declare what's most important in the long term. It's our 6-year plan, and it's our 3 one-year plan, and we are very rigorous about organizational and culture capability. And then we have a set of mechanisms that focus on the outcomes, KPIs, the inputs that drive the outcomes, and then a set of experiences. And we are very intentional about spending a lot of time to galvanize the company, because our job is to get 17,000 folks and our partners to row in the same direction. And it's really our mechanism that if you just look at the last 3 years, when we stood here and declared our refresh strategy and big bets, where we have accelerated the growth rate of the company from low double digits to a much faster growth rate. So let me bring us to a close in terms of how we think about the biggest opportunities and risks at Intuit, and what we talk about internally a lot and what we talk to our board about. And I'll just touch on a few of these. Several of our biggest opportunities are about truly how do we become the source of truth for small businesses, the one-stop shop platform where they can get access to what they need, whether it's our app or somebody else's app that they use on our platform. And it's actually to digitize all of money movement, business to consumer and business to business, and ultimately become the same platform for consumers to truly power their prosperity. On the risk side, frankly, there's one that we spend a lot of time on, and it's the first one on the risk. We view that our biggest competition is speed. It's us. And we have spent so much time in the last 40 years, and particularly in the last several years with my team, architecting the company for speed. Bless you. And you're going to hear from Mariana what we've done to accelerate our speed. It is night and day different in the last 3 years, but we believe we are just getting started. The other is, long before AI became a buzzword, we spent a lot of time talking about how will AI accelerate innovation and what are the investments we need to make. We're now doing the same when it comes to decentralized technologies and blockchain, which is the second risk worth calling out. This brings sort of together the entire game plan that I shared with you, and let me end with where I started. We wake up every day to power prosperity around the world. It is the essence of the shift that we are making from a tax and accounting company to a company that is focused on making a meaningful difference in the lives of our customers every single day. And hopefully, throughout the day and in the platform immersion, you'll get a real sense for how this is coming to life. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kim.